All right, everybody, I'm JR.
And I'm Stacey.
And this is a rough show right now. We're doing this with lavalier mics because we like to test different technology. We just watched a movie because we're doing like this little holiday special thing.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Jerm, one half of Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Each and every Friday, Queen Jerm and myself drop an episode to show the people how Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Now, we're not like most married couples. Most of the time we disagree, but that's the beauty of the show. So, when you get through listening to Sparrows on the Review, come give us a listen. Each and every Friday on any DSP, go look for Pod and Saved Our Marriage.
Hey, I'm JR.
And I'm Stacey.
And we just got done watching Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, maybe?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
And this movie starred Steve Martin and John Candy. I want to say a quick shout out to King Jerm for suggesting that movie. And if he didn't, then it was Rodis. But whoever it was, it really doesn't matter. Interesting bit, we had a little free evening. So Stacey and I it was only an hour and 30 minutes. We watched it because we're trying to bring you guys kind of like like a Christmas type special, maybe? Holiday special?
Gotten kind of like a rewind because you don't get that type of comedy anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's not really a Christmas film. It's a Thanksgiving film.
Right. So, but it gives you, like, it reminded me of what John Candy did in Home Alone.
Yeah, okay.
And when I told you that after we watched the movie, it was pretty interesting. The mechanic of this movie is Steve Martin and John Candy are both two people. One works in marketing, and the other sells shower rings for a division of a shower.
Like shower curtain rings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you hang like the plastic or the cloth things in there. Like sometimes where they already come with the holes in them in the shower curtains. Well, back then it didn't.
Yeah, so it was kind of crazy because after him saying that, it plays a role in the movie later.
Right.
So for me, this movie was just like a feel-good comedy movie. It wasn't like, it was comedy, like you said, we don't get anymore, and I don't know how to explain it. But just like this movie starts off, and Steve Martin is really in a rush to get on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets pissed off at his employer because his employer basically held him up for no reason. That's what happened. And he's going to get on the plane, he's going to catch a cab. And lo and behold, we see an emerging star who wasn't a star yet in Kevin Bacon. And Kevin Bacon looks at him and he's like, "Yo, bro, I'm about to get this cab in New York City." And they start racing down the road, trying to get to it, or down the sidewalk. One's on one side of the road, one's on the other side of the other sidewalk. And things happen. And next thing you know, Steve Martin trips over a chest.
Mm-hmm.
So he misses.
Kind of like a suitcase.
So he misses that cab. And I'm kind of like, whoa, okay. So I don't pay any attention to that. As soon as he gets up, he's like, "Yo, I'm trying to get on this cab, bro. Let me give you like $15. And then the jerk off is like, "Nah, bro, let's make it 50. And then he's like, "Oh, if you're willing to pay 50, you willing to pay 75.
Right.
And he gives this guy $75. Next thing you know, his cab has been stolen.
I mean, technically it wasn't stolen. They took forever. I mean, I would have felt the same way. I mean, sorry, dude. Cabby's got to do his job. Like they said, it was rush hour in the middle of New York.
Right. And dude was trying to get to an airport within an hour of having to be on this flight, which we all know that that's a mistake. And even in the 80s, he should have known that was a mistake.
Right. He got there and he looked out that the plane had been delayed.
And that's where he meets John Candy.
Yep. Well, no, he met him out of the door. Like he looked at him through the window of the cab and noticed that he was the one that stole his cab.
Okay, and then he sees him again when they're sitting down.
At the airport, yes.
At the airport.
So basically, they went from New York all the way over to where? Kansas City.
Yeah, Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas, yeah, not Kansas City.
Instead of getting their flight to Chicago like they both were trying.
Right, and I understand the Chicago flight getting delayed,
Right.
But realistically, where would they have technically landed?
I would have thought like Indianapolis.
Because do they get as much snow?
They flew.
Or even Columbus
Yeah, even Columbus
would have made more sense.
Yeah, from New York to there, it's like they flew further to drop them off.
Right, because if you look at Wikipedia, you can see the route that they took, and it was just kind of crazy. I mean, I get it; it's the whole point of the story,
Right?
the movie, but I would have thought that they would land in Ohio or something. That would have been just as crazy.
Right, that would have made more sense to me. Like, yeah, Ohio would have been the smartest place, like landing Columbus, Cincinnati, or Cleveland. You got 3 major cities you can drop them off in, and if you
we know it always snows early in Cincinnati.
Right.
Or no, Cleveland.
Cleveland gets snow. It's its own place.
Right.
So, they land in Wichita, and Wichita's where it gets a little gangster.
Right, and I mean, I don't want to sit here and tell the whole story like you were going through in the first scene.
but my thing about this, and I don't want to make it such a long episode because I know we do.
Well, I don't care if it's a little longer, but like we don't need to give direct details.
Okay.
So after the plane lands, they take a train. They get on the train.
Yeah.
And then they get on a bus. Then they get a rental car. And then they end up in a milk truck.
Yeah.
And then they end up back on another train, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it doesn't put that part there, but we get it.
Right. So after watching this, I'm gonna have to say this was one of my Stillbox movies. So I had the digital download. That's why we were watching it over on Apple TV, which was crazy.
Okay.
The actual app. And 4K quality. Shout out to the people at Nebula with the projector and everything, because we watched it on projector. But the movie and all, for it to be a movie from the 80s and how it was restored, I don't think it looked that bad.
It didn't look that bad.
I'm glad that you felt the same way about that. I was really intrigued with this movie because I'm like, it's an 80s movie. It's not really dated. And shout out to these people that restore movies. I can't wait.
So this was a restored version?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we got it in 4K.
Gotcha. See, you know me, I don't pay a lot of attention to that type of thing. So hearing that, it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And then, so I when was it? When did you realize that his wife was no longer with us?
I realized it when the second time he started talking to her from the picture.
I realized it during the car snow.
Oh, when he was outside?
After the fire, yeah.
Yeah. I realized it because he had a picture and he never tried to call her.
Well, I mean, I kind of got that. I understood that part because, it was 1987. There weren't cell phones, right?
Right. They had bag phones, but it didn't,
Right. And obviously he wasn't in a vehicle, but, how often was one person to, necessarily have a phone? Like,
right.
And it could have been like a hidden thing. Like, we just didn't see him call her type of situation.
And I always assume that, you get a call in the evening time when someone's getting somewhere.
Right.
Or getting to their final destination. Because we don't even live in times like that. We haven't lived in a time like that since the 80s. But overall, the movie worked out for me because the crazy thing is, shout out to Letterboxd for this. I was on Letterboxd and I seen this and I had told you about it. I said, hey, we're going to have to do an episode on this at some point because this movie is one of the most streamed movies at this time of year.
Right.
And it was interesting that it was in my catalog at first because I honestly didn't think I have it. And I don't know if it's available readily on other streaming services, but
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Overall, I thought it was a good movie, and it's something that now that I will pass it along through nostalgia to other people. Might even give it a shout out on my Facebook because I was very encouraged by it. With holiday movies, I don't care if it's this or even if it's a Hallmark movie. That's something I'm always going to recommend to somebody. I know that sounds kind of weird coming from me, the movie connoisseur, but like this was just, it hit all my feel good features, like, or my emotions.
Mhm.
It didn't. It made me feel sad for him because he got rejected at first by Steve Martin, and it made me wish we had more movies like this.
Right, and it makes you realize though that just because a person seems annoying like that, you know, doesn't mean that they're trying to be annoying, but it's just kind of, you know, how they've been lately, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes give someone a little bit of grace if they act like that, and speak to them if they overstep their boundaries, especially this time of year, because, you know,
Yeah,
it's a rough time. It's a holiday season, especially single people out there.
right. And the theme of, like, we didn't understand his loneliness
Right.
because he portrayed himself as such a happy person.
Mhm.
Everything was happy. And when we seen Steve Martin go back in there to get him,
Yep.
that's when I knew
Mhm.
it touched my soul a
Yeah.
little bit. I hate to say it that way, but
Right. You didn't know what this movie was meaning, huh?
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the post-release real fast.
Okay, let's do that.
So you said this was in October of 2022. Paramount announced a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray release.
Okay.
The release includes 75 minutes of deleted and extended footage, much of which was thought to be lost, but was rediscovered and cleaned up.
So that's a great attest to John Candy's legacy.
Yeah, so we'll have to check into that and see if we can find the extended footage, because with what we watched there, I know that wasn't
Right. We have
all
the
of it.
physical copies at home. So
Right.
we could just easily
okay.
pop it in a PlayStation and watch
Okay.
it.
Alrighty, if anybody's already watched it and you hear this episode before we make it home, let us know in the comments if you have found the extended footage. Let's talk about numbers.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes, 93%,
Okay.
with a 7.9 out of 10.
Oh, all right.
It says the site's critics' consensus states, thanks to the impeccable chemistry between Steve Martin and John Candy,
Yes.
Candy, as well as a deft mix of humor and heart.
I can go with
Planes,
that.
Trains, and Automobiles is a hilarious, heartfelt holiday classic. Metacritics gave it a 72 out of 100.
I could see them.
CinemaScore, do you want to guess CinemaScore?
Man, it's gonna be something crazy. It ain't gonna be an A or a B. It's gonna be a C.
B+. plus.
B plus.
Yeah.
Okay. CinemaScore. This is one time I can agree with you.
Oh, snap. So it says in 2020, Will Smith and Kevin Hart were supposed to do a remake. It said in February of 23, Hart confirmed that the writing was already underway. And then it said in December of 22, it was announced Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler would be starring in a different reboot of the film. Have you heard anything of those?
No.
It doesn't say anything else, so I wonder if they were scrapped.
Well, what I can say on it, what I do know just about it, about some of the things that were going on, when these, I think, because it's Paramount, I believe.
That's who did the initial rerun.
Right.
Or repeat.
Right. I know with the selling of companies and buying of everything, in the film strike is what really messed up a lot of reboots and a lot of things that people were trying to do.
Okay. So it's possible that somebody's still talking about it, but
Right.
Okay.
Or it could be in the worst place that I'll talk about on my show soon, development hell.
True, because that last part of it is hard to do. So, like, I feel like those two sets of characters would be able to do something similar.
Yeah.
I think that anybody else outside of those, like Kevin Hart especially, I don't necessarily know about Will Smith, but
Right. I could find a better comedian.
right.
I hate to say it, I'd rather have Cedric the Entertainer.
Nah.
I need a heavy guy. I need
TSA.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're both tiny though. Like I feel like I need a bigger guy.
I need
Might as well just keep the duo together and do Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Or fuck that shit. Let's just put John Cena in it with TSA. They already did a movie together. Vacation Friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be hype with John Cena in it.
I know it would. And then anything with Adam Sandler in it would be hilarious.
Right, because even if you didn't pair him with Drew Mary and do that opposite thing, he has enough people with him. He's got, what's that boy's name? You Can Do It.
Yeah.
He's got him. He's got
Rob Schneider. He could even go and be a thug and bring in Kevin James. Yeah.
And that would just make it fun for me.
Yeah.
Kevin James.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, like, for extra cast, he could bring back Vince Vaughn and other people to do different little comedic scenes in it, and it will be hilarious. So, hey, Netflix, give that man some money so he can go ahead and do this or buy the rights from Paramount.
Right. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in on this one. And if you have any other movie suggestions that are like close to this one that we might have forgotten about, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to head on over to Facebook and YouTube and follow us at Sparrows Under Review.